Have you ever woken up in the morning and your legs felt wrong? Not just stiff or sore from yesterday's gardening, but almost like they didn't belong to you anymore. Maybe you had to sit on the edge of the bed for a few minutes, rubbing your thighs, waiting for that heavy, numb feeling to go away before you could trust your legs to hold your weight. This happened to my neighbor Dorothy about 8 months ago. Dorothy is 72, and she's been one of those people who's always been proud of her independence. She walks to the grocery store, tends her garden, plays with her grandchildren. But that Tuesday morning in February, she woke up, swung her legs out of bed like she had thousands of times before, and when she tried to stand up, her right leg just gave out. Not from pain. She said it was worse than pain. It was like her leg had completely fallen asleep, but much more frightening. She sat there on the edge of her bed, massaging her leg and waiting for the feeling to come back, and a terrifying thought crossed her mind. Is this how it starts? Is this the beginning of losing my independence? Now, if you're watching this video, chances are you're over 60, and maybe you've had a morning like Dorothy's. Maybe your legs feel heavy when you first wake up. Maybe they tingle or feel weak until you've been moving around for a while. Maybe you've started wondering if this is just what getting older feels like. Well, I'm here to tell you something that might surprise you, and it's something that could change your mornings and your mobility, starting tonight. Here's what really scared me when I started researching this problem. Every single night, millions of seniors unknowingly sleep in positions that are slowly destroying their leg circulation, compressing their nerves, and weakening their muscles. 8 hours of damage, night after night, gradually stealing their mobility. But here's what shocked me even more. Most seniors think morning leg stiffness and weakness are just part of getting older. They accept that their legs feel heavy and unsteady when they first get up. They don't realize that their sleeping position is literally cutting off blood flow and pinching nerves in their legs for hours every single night. Think about this for a moment. If you sat on your hand for just 20 minutes, it would go numb and weak, right? Now imagine what 8 hours of pressure and compression does to your legs, night after night, year after year. The worst part? By the time you notice serious leg problems during the day, the weakness, the unsteadiness, the fear of falling, you've already endured months or even years of nighttime damage. Your circulation has been compromised, your nerves have been compressed, and your leg muscles have been slowly weakening while you slept. But before you start worrying, let me give you some hope. Hope that should get you excited about tonight's sleep. Unlike age-related muscle loss, which is gradual and harder to reverse, sleep position damage is completely preventable and often reversible. By changing how you sleep, you can restore circulation, relieve nerve pressure, and help your leg muscles recover their strength. I'm going to share with you the 4 most dangerous sleeping positions for seniors' legs, and, more importantly, the simple changes that can save your mobility and maybe even restore strength you thought was gone forever. The changes can be dramatic. People who fix their sleeping positions often notice improvements within just a few nights. Better circulation, less morning stiffness, and stronger, more responsive legs. But I have to warn you, you're probably sleeping in one of these dangerous positions right now. Almost everyone is. And the position that causes the most damage? It's the one most people think is the most comfortable. Before we dive into the dangerous positions, let me explain what's really happening to your legs while you sleep and why your sleeping position matters more than you ever imagined. When you sleep, your body goes through important repair processes. Your muscles recover from the day's activities, your circulation delivers nutrients and oxygen to your tissues, and your nervous system resets itself for the next day. But here's what most people don't understand. Your legs are particularly vulnerable during sleep because they're the farthest from your heart. Getting blood and oxygen to your leg muscles requires your circulation system to work against gravity, even when you're lying down. Think of your blood vessels like a garden hose. When the hose is straight and unkinked, water flows freely. But if you step on the hose or bend it sharply, the water flow gets restricted or stops completely. The same thing happens to your blood vessels when you sleep in certain positions. When you compress blood vessels, pinch nerves, and put pressure on your leg muscles for hours at a time, it's like putting a tourniquet on your legs for 8 hours every night. Your legs become starved of oxygen and nutrients, your nerves get compressed and damaged, and your muscles slowly weaken. The damage is gradual and sneaky. You don't wake up one morning with paralyzed legs. Instead, you slowly lose circulation, nerve function, and muscle strength. Your legs become weaker, less stable, and more prone to injury. Let me share the 4 most dangerous sleeping positions for seniors, counting down from the 4th most harmful to the one that's silently destroying legs all across America. Position number 4. The side sleeper with stacked legs. Many seniors sleep on their side, with one leg directly on top of the other. This seems natural and comfortable. After all, where else are you going to put that top leg? But this innocent position creates serious problems for your bottom leg. When you stack your legs like this, the weight of your top leg, which can be 20 or 30 pounds, compresses the blood vessels in your bottom leg for hours. It's like someone sitting on your leg all night long. This reduces circulation and can cause that pins and needles feeling when you wake up. But the real danger is nerve compression. There's a major nerve called the perineal nerve that runs along the outside of your knee. When your legs are stacked, this nerve gets squeezed between the bones of your top and bottom leg. Over time, this compression can cause a condition called foot drop, where you have trouble lifting the front of your foot when you walk. Let me tell you about Helen, who's 68. Helen had been sleeping with stacked legs for years because it felt comfortable and secure. But she started noticing that her left foot felt weak and floppy when she walked. She had to consciously think about lifting her foot with each step, and she'd started tripping over small obstacles like the edge of rugs or even slightly uneven sidewalks. Helen was getting scared. She was starting to avoid walking longer distances, and her confidence was shaking. When she learned about the connection between her sleeping position and her foot problems, she made a simple change. She started sleeping with a pillow between her knees to keep her legs separated. The improvement was remarkable. Within 2 weeks, Helen noticed her foot felt stronger. Within a month, she was walking more confidently and hadn't tripped once. The nerve compression that had been building for years started to reverse itself just from that one simple change. The fix. If you're a side sleeper, place a firm pillow between your knees. This keeps your legs separated, prevents compression, and maintains proper alignment. Choose a pillow that's thick enough to keep your legs apart, but not so thick that it creates strain. Position number 3, the stomach sleeper. Now, sleeping on your stomach might feel comfortable, especially if you've been doing it for decades, but it's one of the worst positions for your legs, especially as you age. When you sleep on your stomach, several bad things happen to your legs. First, your legs are forced into an unnatural position. Your hips are extended, your knees are straight, and your feet are often turned inward or outward at awkward angles. This position compresses the blood vessels in your groin area. Think of it like kinking a garden hose right where it connects to the faucet. This reduces circulation to your entire legs. It also puts stress on your hip joints and can compress the nerves that control your leg muscles. But here's the biggest problem with stomach sleeping. It forces you to turn your head to one side for the entire night. This creates a twisted position that affects your spine and can compress the nerves that control leg function. It's like sleeping with your body in a pretzel shape for 8 hours. Let me tell you about Frank, who's 73. Frank had been a stomach sleeper his entire life. It was the only way he could fall asleep. But over the past few years, he noticed his legs felt increasingly stiff and weak in the mornings. He was having trouble getting out of bed, and his balance was getting worse throughout the day. Frank's physical therapist suggested he try sleeping in a different position. Frank was resistant at first. After all, he'd been sleeping on his stomach for 70 years. But when he understood how this position was affecting his leg circulation and nerve function, he decided to make the change. It took Frank about 3 weeks to adjust to sleeping on his side, but the improvement in his legs was remarkable. His morning stiffness decreased significantly, and his balance and leg strength started improving. Frank told me, "I wish I'd known about this years ago. I could have saved myself a lot of worry and discomfort." The fix. If you're a stomach sleeper, I strongly encourage you to transition to side sleeping. Use pillows to block yourself from rolling onto your stomach. Place a pillow in front of your body when side sleeping, or use a body pillow to maintain position. Be patient. It can take 2 to 4 weeks to adjust, but your legs will thank you. Position number 2. The fetal position, too tight. Many seniors naturally curl up in a fetal position when they sleep, especially when they're cold or feeling vulnerable. Now, a loose, gentle fetal position can actually be comfortable and safe. But many people curl up too tightly, and that's where the problems begin. When you curl up in a tight fetal position, several damaging things happen. First, you compress the blood vessels in your legs and reduce circulation. It's like folding a garden hose in half. The water can't flow properly. Second, your knees are pulled up toward your chest, which can compress nerves and put pressure on your hip joints. This position also keeps your leg muscles in a shortened, contracted state all night long. Think about what happens when you keep a rubber band stretched for hours. It loses its elasticity. The same thing happens to your muscles when they're kept in a contracted position all night. Over time, this leads to muscle tightness and reduced flexibility. Your hip flexors become tight, your hamstrings shorten, and your leg muscles lose their natural range of motion. The result? Legs that feel stiff and weak when you wake up, difficulty straightening your legs fully, and a shuffling walk that puts you at risk for falls. Let me tell you about Mary, who's 78. Mary had been sleeping in a tight fetal position for years, especially during cold winter months when she wanted to stay warm. She noticed that her legs felt increasingly stiff and weak, and she was having trouble walking longer distances. Mary's daughter, who's a nurse, noticed that her mother's posture had changed. Mary was walking with a slight forward lean and couldn't straighten her legs completely when standing. She looked like she was always slightly crouched over. When Mary learned about how her sleeping position was contributing to these problems, she made a conscious effort to sleep in a more relaxed position. She used pillows to support her legs without pulling them up too tightly. The improvement was gradual but significant. Over several months, Mary's flexibility improved, her posture straightened, and her leg strength increased. She was able to walk longer distances and felt more stable on her feet. The fix: if you like the fetal position, keep it loose. Don't pull your knees up too tightly to your chest. Use pillows to support your legs in a comfortable but not overly contracted position. Think gentle curve, not tight ball. Now, we come to the number one most dangerous sleeping position for seniors' legs. This position is so common that most people think it's normal and healthy, but it's silently destroying circulation and nerve function in millions of seniors every single night. This might surprise you because sleeping on your back is often recommended as the healthiest position, and it can be, but only if you do it correctly. Most seniors make critical mistakes that turn this healthy position into a mobility destroyer. The problem isn't sleeping on your back. It's sleeping on your back with your legs straight, pressed together, and unsupported. When you sleep this way, several dangerous things happen to your legs. First, your legs rotate inward due to gravity and the weight of your feet. This internal rotation compresses blood vessels and can pinch nerves in your hips and thighs. Second, without proper support, your lower back arches excessively. This puts pressure on the nerves that come out of your spine and control your leg muscles. It can cause numbness and weakness that radiates all the way down your legs. Third, your feet often fall into a pointed position, which can compress the nerves and blood vessels in your ankles. This is why many back sleepers wake up with numb or tingling feet. But here's the most dangerous problem. This position can compress your sciatic nerve, the large nerve that runs from your lower back down through your legs. Sciatic compression causes pain, numbness, and weakness that can extend from your back all the way down to your feet. Let me tell you about Robert, who's 71. Robert had been sleeping on his back with his legs straight and together for most of his adult life. Over the past few years, he developed what his doctor called sciatica, shooting pain and numbness that ran down his right leg. Robert tried pain medications, physical therapy, and even injections. But the problem kept getting worse. He was starting to walk with a limp and was genuinely afraid he might need surgery. Then Robert learned about how sleeping position can cause nerve compression. He realized that his symptoms were worst in the morning and gradually improved throughout the day, a classic sign of sleep position-related nerve compression. Robert made simple changes to his sleeping position. He started sleeping with a pillow under his knees to reduce the arch in his lower back. He placed a small pillow between his ankles to keep his legs slightly separated, and he made sure his feet weren't pointed downward. The improvement was dramatic. Within a week, Robert's morning pain and numbness decreased significantly. Within a month, his limp was gone and he could walk without discomfort. The sciatica that he thought might require surgery was completely resolved by changing his sleeping position. The fix: if you sleep on your back, place a pillow under your knees to reduce the arch in your lower back. Put a small pillow or rolled towel between your ankles to keep your legs slightly separated. Make sure your feet are in a neutral position. You can use a pillow at the foot of your bed to keep them properly positioned. The safest sleeping position for most seniors is on your side with proper support. Sleep on your side with your legs slightly bent, but not curled up tightly. Place a firm pillow between your knees to keep your legs separated and prevent the top leg from compressing the bottom leg. Make sure your head and neck are properly supported so you're not creating tension that can affect nerve function down into your legs. Keep your arms in a comfortable position that doesn't put pressure on your shoulders. If you prefer to sleep on your back, you can make it safe for your legs by following the guidelines I mentioned. Pillow under the knees, small separation between your ankles, and neutral foot position. Here are 3 simple things you can do starting tonight. First, drink a glass of water about an hour before bedtime. Proper hydration helps maintain good circulation throughout the night. But don't drink too much right before bed. You don't want to wake up multiple times to use the bathroom. Second, before you get into bed, do some gentle leg stretches. Sit on the edge of your bed and slowly straighten each leg. Hold for 10 seconds, then relax. Do some gentle ankle circles. This helps prepare your muscles for the night and can improve circulation. Third, take a minute each night to properly arrange your pillows for optimal leg positioning. Whether you're sleeping on your side or back, make sure you have the right support in place before you fall asleep. Don't just hope you'll stay in the right position. Set yourself up for success. Remember, your legs carry you through life. They determine whether you can live independently, visit friends and family, and enjoy the activities you love. Every night, you have the opportunity to either support your leg health or undermine it through your sleeping position. By sleeping in positions that support healthy circulation and nerve function, you can wake up every morning with stronger, more responsive legs. You can maintain your mobility and independence for years to come. Let me quickly recap the 4 dangerous sleeping positions we discussed. Side sleeping with stacked legs. Use a pillow between your knees. Stomach sleeping. Transition to side sleeping with pillow support. Tight fetal position. Keep it loose. Don't curl up too tightly. Back sleeping with legs straight and together. Use pillows under knees and between ankles. If this information helped you understand how your sleeping position affects your legs, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical tips that can help you stay mobile and independent as you age. In the comments, tell me, what's your usual sleeping position? Have you noticed any connection between how you sleep and how your legs feel in the morning? Your experience might help someone else who's dealing with similar issues. And please share this video with a friend or family member over 60. This information could make a real difference in their quality of life and independence. Your legs have carried you through decades of life. Now it's time to take care of them by giving them the restful, supportive sleep they need to stay strong and healthy. Sleep well and wake up with legs that are ready to carry you confidently through another day.